Hello, my Gemini collective. Welcome to your June creative forecast. I'm super pumped that you're here. Thank you so much for joining. So, we have a couple things happening this month, among them on June 4th being a Saturn retrograde. It's a great time to dive into why we do the things we do, not in the broadest sense. I'm thinking more in terms of our foundations, the structures and systems that we participate in and that we rely on, right? The different traditions and rules that we follow and that we have inherited as opposed to the ones that we've made for ourselves. So it's being very mindful and setting very conscious intentions about that, right? So it's making sure that we're engaging in that reflective energy. And then after that, on the 14th of June, we have the new moon in Sagittarius. Great time to expand into this more optimistic view that pulls out of the nitty-gritty details and takes a look at the broader things happening. And it's a more sunny disposition, I think. I think that's going to be, I have very good feelings about that time for you, Gemini. So, and this is also your birthday month, like happy birthday, right? So happy birthday, Gemini. And on the 28th of June, we also have the Neptune retrograde, which is, going to be a good time to take a look at the different things that we may have illusions about, right? The things that we may be thinking of in terms of seeing things as they are, seeing things as they actually are, not as we want them to be, seeing people for who they are, that kind of thing, and not in this like kind of weird like boo hiss kind of way, but in terms of the just seeing things as they are, so we can make best assessments and move forward in a very strategic way for ourselves that honors our own emotional world and the things that we want to put into it. And this is all building on the new moon in Gemini that happened on May 30th. And so the thematic vibe that kept coming to me through this month's meditating on the energies for this month was photosynthetic dreaming. And it's sort of the processes that we undertake internally to take these energies around us and convert them into something that nourishes us, and that also that fuels others as well, right? Because plants take carbon dioxide, water, and the sun and convert that 222 on the time and convert it into food for themselves, but then others as well. So when I was meditating on the energy for you, what I thought of was plants growing in like weird conditions. I think about ancient cedars growing through and in limestone on cliff faces on the escarpment in southern Ontario. And what came to mind was just the way that you wouldn't think that things could thrive there, but it's like there's some way that you're thriving. And it's not about proving other people wrong, but it's just you're really in some kind of very significant period of growth and development for yourself right now, Gemini. That's what I really got. And it's your birthday season. So of course, your energy would be that rich. So let's dive in though, okay? So I would like to invite the angels, my guardian angels, my spirit guides, protectors, teachers, and their healing energy to this space. And I ask that it is a safe and brave space that allows for the fullest expression of our light, humanity, ascension, and healing. Okay, so let's do this here. So I'm pulling from the Hero's Journey Dream Oracle to set the stage here for energies, this creative forecast for this month in June. Spirit, what messages do you have for Gemini? How much good can you handle? That's a very great, Gemini. I'm very excited for you. Explore the upward spiral of grace. I'm seeing the wheel card. Never a crowd on the leading edge. Honor those who honor you. Yeah, it's very much, it's like reciprocity, right? And understanding that it's not, understanding that there's something really sacred happening within you right now, Gemini, and within the places that you've planted yourself or places that you've planted roots, right? So, all right, so let's dive into it. Let me just adjust myself here. Oh. Okay. So, Spirit, what messages do you have for my Geminis for June? For their creative forecast, please and thank you. I'm hearing something about past lives, Gemini. We have the Queen of Cups. I swear to you, Oh my gosh. So some, not every sign, so, well, quite a few. So I think Cancer had that. And Taurus had that as well. So you may have placements in your chart of those. You can see I'm shuffling the deck, so it's quite interesting that it's coming out in that same spot. Something thematic about a Queen of Cups, or just your emotions, right? Your emotions are figuring quite prominently, which does make sense with retrograde energy. It's like it's getting clarity on emotions, getting very clear on emotions that may have felt really outside of our reach or grasp. Queen of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. Sorry, King of Pentacles. I'm hearing Capricorn. You could be dealing with a Capricorn, or there could be some kind of like pragmatic process that you, like a processual approach that you need to take to something. This is in your growth position. So I think that there's something that it's like I'm seeing the Eight of Pentacles as well. So there's something that you're putting some time, energy, and effort into. And it's informed by your emotions, but I think you need to ground your emotions in it and of it. I think that's going to be really important. And the Hermit showing up here. So the Hermit showed up in this position for, I think it was Taurus as well. Taurus, maybe. That's interesting. I think that there's something you need to see about the wisdom that you hold that you haven't been really observing or paying heed to. Like you haven't been watching your own wisdom or something like that, or seeing your own wisdom. Two of Pentacles showing up as the kind of oxygen produced position here. So I feel like there's a new project that you're taking on. There's no aces here yet. It just feels like that because I saw the wheel earlier. But I think that there's something that you're sure of that you're investing in, and that like that's what's growing here. What you're grounding is your emotions, and I think that's so that if you're watering this new thing, it's not going to be like this deluge that kills it. It's going to be something that you're sprinkling onto it as this needs to be watered, as opposed to just right like this outpouring. And I think that there's a wisdom here that that you don't see about yourself. Right? You don't see about yourself. Instead of shining a light, it's like you just let the smoke from the cabin that you've been hiding out in be the thing that tells other people that you're around. This, the smoke up here. Whereas there's like a light that you could be holding for others and carrying for others. But it's almost like it's sitting outside of the cabin because it's like you're not holding it up necessarily. So it's just a message to shine your light a little brighter. Whatever that means for you, right? And then, so we have the Two of Pentacles here, which is showing up as the oxygen produced. And I think this is really your adaptability, right? This is your adaptability. And looking at what and where you might be rushing around a bit, And I think too, this is like the adaptability to respond and recognize when things are reciprocal or not, and then evening that out and responding from that really constructive place, my darling Geminis. So let's dive in here about this Queen of Cups energy. Spirit, can you tell me a little bit about this Queen of Cups energy, please? Clarifying for Gemini for their June creative forecast. Did not land face up. So we have the Devil, some Capricorn energy, and I was getting Capricorn on this too. It's like there's so much that you're feeling right now. It could be for a Capricorn Gemini, for an Earth sign, or about a very grounded project, about a very grounded piece of work that you're working on, something that you're putting out into the world. I feel like there's something very grounded about it, but there's so much that you feel, and it's probably a good idea to temper that, but don't let there's almost like a story about your emotions maybe being too much at one point in time. This is also the ways that you're holding yourself back. So don't let these beliefs about, this is also like, this just feels like noise. Like it could just be noise, and that other people are making about how you feel. And I think that might stop you from, investing in this or watering it. But there's a way that there's like this tempered, this tempered watering. Like you don't want everything to come rushing out at once. And I think that you're in a bit of indecision right now because you're trying to hold back, but it's okay to just let that stuff flow, right? It is okay to let it flow. Seven of Cups, Six of Wands. Yeah, this is like a yeah, there's not just a sense of victory here, but I think this is also connecting to your deep passions. Like this is confidence. Like there's some way that you are your emotions are lending you a sense of confidence about whatever it is that you're about to start. And I think that understanding that you have this rich garden inside of you. So whatever it is that you're making this long-term King of Pentacles investment in, that is part of your growth. There's a way that you've already done this somewhere else. So it's just remembering that your flow of emotions isn't going to it's not going to water things down or overwhelm anybody. It's actually, it's a really beautiful part of you, Gemini. I know that, I know many Geminis in my life that are not, they're like, emotions. Okay. Right. Like it's not, and that's not to say that all Gemini are like that, but that's just to say that I know a few for whom that's true. So it just being mindful that like it's okay to let emotions flow and to let people recognize that you are the Nine of Pentacles, and to make sure that you recognize that too. So in terms of this starting something new here, this thing that we're growing, this thing that we're feeding, that we're putting energy into, that we're photosynthesizing. So this Two of Wands and the Page of Pentacles. What else do you have for me, Spirit, here? We also have the Ace of Swords. So I'm seeing that there's something that you're putting a lot of energy into, and that it is it's definitely an investment. It's an investment, but I feel like it's something that's allowing you to just be yourself. This is truth. This is a new beginning. This is a new start. And I feel like it's a start that sees you for who you are, right? This is like, this is someone who might see you for who you are. Page of Pentacles, more earth energy, and the Ace of Swords, and see you for who you are in a good way. And I'm getting too that these are projects that allow you to spread your wings and soar. Yeah, three of Swords, and that's where I feel like you might be a little bit shy about this. Like there's some wisdom that you had to gain from heartbreak on this Three of Swords here. There's some wisdom from heartbreak that you had to gain. And I feel like you are doing that. You are integrating that and learning those lessons, but I don't think it's come overly easy. Which, like, it happens, right? It happens. Now, the Ace of Swords and the Three of Swords make up the Four of Swords. And I get the impression that this new project or person is going to be seeing you in your truth and honoring your truth and you. And that's going to be really healing for you, I think. I think it's going to be really healing, Gemini. So, Spirit, can you please clarify this Hermit card for this creative energy forecast for my Geminis? There's something coming your way, though. Yeah, Hermit to the Two of Cups. There's some kind of relationship wisdom here that you possess that you may not really be aware that you do. Given the Hermit and how that came out. And just remembering, like, how much good can you handle? That's like the thematic question here, right? Like, how much good can you handle? And then double that, and then triple that, and just allow yourself to dream bigger and to envision more for yourself, Gemini. Seven of Wands. So we have Justice and the Page of Swords. I think that something that's changing here. So this is the shift, I think, is that you're recognizing the differences between relationships and contracts. So soulmate can be work. So let me do this here because it's starting to shine by the window. I think that soulmate relationships and connections can make us really feel like we have to advocate for ourselves. But I get the impression that whatever it is that you're working on or entering into, the block that you need to release is that you have so much wisdom already. You don't have to show up in this kind of defensive energy, Gemini. It's okay for you to kind of let that fall by the wayside a little bit. And this Justice card is showing up, I think, to say, like, the wrongs have been righted. And the Page of Swords as well is this. I mean, it can be someone kind of checking you out online. It could be you checking out other people. But this is also just exploratory communication as well. Like, hey, right? Like, it's just that, like, dropping a line. It's new. It's very new. But this is also where your words and actions are in alignment. And it could be that there are people coming into your life now, Gemini, with this justice card here, right? This is sort of I get this to be justice being served a little bit, and not towards someone else in a disconnected way. But I think that this is you attracting people and work that, where you're not really left guessing, right? And you can just observe situations and people for more information, and you don't have to rely on inference all the time. Like I'm getting an energy here of, attracting things that are more in alignment with where you are, because you know that you don't really have to, it's not like a settling energy, but you don't have to settle for just whatever comes along, right? It's like a hermit. That's the wisdom, right? You know more than you think you do. I think you know more than you think you do. And that can, it can create a sense of like a Seven of Wands, where we feel like we have to defend something, but I feel like there's just ease right now. The block is like believing that it's possible for there to be ease in your life. And it is possible to have ease. What I'm saying is, like, what does ease mean to you? An ease of being with other people. Spirit, what messages do you have for Gemini for this creative energy forecast? It could be looking at different systems of communication that you've used in the past, or just the traditions that you've held, or things that you've held near and dear to you, regarding these shifts of just the ebb and the flow of different relationships and the ways that you work with people, right? So we have the Two of Pentacles and the Emperor here. So this is kind of the oxygen produced. I feel like you're going from this place of like reciprocity, and you're like, this is a bit of like bossing up energy, the Emperor. It could be that you're starting your own business. It could be that you are in that energy of entrepreneurship, or that sense of entrepreneurship within a company that you already work in. This is also Aries in the first house energy. So it could be that you're producing, like the way that you're synthesizing this energy is putting you in a place of really being able to articulate your energy and your passions in a very clear way. Very clear, but a very passionate way too. Really passionate. It's safe for you to succeed, Gemini. It really is. I think you're seeing that, though. King of Cups. Yeah. I love all the kings coming out here, because this is like the highlights of the Emperor lessons that you've learned. Because the Emperor is really the integration of all four kings, right? So it's the lessons of each of the four kings. So I'm seeing this beautiful flow of passion meeting with emotion here, and there's the King of Pentacles and the Sun. Yeah, so I get the impression that the only one missing here is the King of Swords in a row with the Emperor. And so what I'm getting here, Gemini, is that this that's you are your greatest strength right now, and that's, you're getting so in touch with your sense of self in a way that's very grounded, passionate, in touch with your emotions. It's like you're fired up and ready to go, right? As Abraham Hicks would call it, you're tapped in, tuned in, turned on, right? And the Sun is here to say, yeah, yes. I feel like everything you touch is going to turn to gold, creatively speaking, specifically, but just in general, like this is such rich energy, Gemini. This is so good. Do you know how good this is? This is excellent. But I feel like there's just this, it's like this delight. Like I just feel like Spirit is like in this delight energy towards you, where it's just like, oh, like it's so excited for things coming your way, which is really great. I'm very excited for you. And this is also very potent energy as well, right? Like this is very potent energy. Okay, so let me use this here. This is the Hedgewitch Botanical Oracle. Shout out to my friends Dana and Jerry who got it for me. Love you guys. They're both Leos, so I don't know if they'll see this Gemini reading. And we have pine. Ooh, that's a nice smell. All right, let me grab my little book here. Okay. Oh, okay. Pine. Okay. There are hundreds of varieties of pine, and every temperate region has their own. For the sake of this entry, they're focusing on Scots pine, and it's also the national tree of Scotland. Cool. Subtle variations of this lovely tree are also found in the Americas, as well as across Russia, the Balkans, and northwest China. Pine is an important timber crop used for both wood and pulp. This pine and other varieties can be used for making tar, rosin, and turpentine. Pine oil is fragrant and antiseptic and is used in soaps, creams, and detergents. It also has culinary applications and can add delicious flavors to syrups, liqueurs, and savory items. For a great cold and cough remedy, try making a simple tea with it. Pine syrup, an interesting addition to craft cocktail or desserts, can be made by boiling 2 cups of water with 1 cup of pine needles and twigs. The oracle property preserve speaks to the pine's antiseptic uses and its ability to help conserve, store, and maintain objects and buildings. In an oracular setting, this property speaks to holding on rather than letting go. In times of doubt or difficulty, we are often inclined to run away or let things collapse rather than go through the pain or hassle of repair. Even relationships, friendships, or jobs that are destined to end can be respectfully and compassionately brought to a close to preserve the underlying value of what they were, allowing you to move forward in the best way possible. While there are certainly times when one must simply walk away, there are other situations where preserving something is worth the work. Beautiful. And this is where that reciprocity energy comes in, right, Gems? So I'm getting from this reciprocity, like never a crowd on the leading edge. Honor those who honor you. Like it's knowing what to invest your energy in and what not to. And you are the King of Swords in this spread, this iteration, this creative capacity. So what you're actually articulating is this beautiful sense of self, this sharp, razor sharp intellect, and this very qualified and experienced person who's rational with their emotions perhaps, but the King of Cups is here to say that you are integrating your emotions really well right now, and that's your strong suit, right? And this is also a bit of mental clarity perhaps about the path to take and what you're supposed to be not necessarily doing, but in terms of this King of Pentacles growth here, King of Pentacles is also showing up twice, which tells me that there's something really profound here about the creative energies and the investments that you're making and how you're understanding what is most important to you, right? So we're going to pull from the chakra deck here just to see where we go and what comes up for you as further ways of navigating this energy. Whoa. Okay, so unity was on the bottom. I see the unity and harmony within the polarities that I am experiencing and choose to align with the center point of balance, harmony, and love for one and all. I open to seeing with fresh eyes a more balanced perspective. The truth of this matter lies in between the polarities within which I am resonating. I unite. So this is about that coming together, I'm hearing non-duality. Yeah. I'm feeling this very strongly on this growth here, like this investment that you're making in this truth. There's like something that is coming together within you that's allowing you to call upon this Two of Cups energy and the ways that you're working with and within your relationships right now, Gemini. So there's something about that. This coming together in you is going to start to reflect in the relationships around you and the relationships that are most important to you. Psychic awareness. I open my third eye and allow visions of higher wisdom to be received and trusted. I see clearly that which comes through my subtle senses to assist the alignment of my will with the divine will. My psychic awareness is sacred, aligned only with the highest good for myself, others, and the planet. I am psychic. Yeah, I think that's the wisdom. Like you know more than, I feel like you know more than you think, or you know more than you're aware of. This is possibly also a call to do some third eye energy center work, and to just really connect with that for yourself, not in pursuit of anything. Yeah, another third eye card. Oh my gosh. Healing. I see clearly how to bring harmony to pain, discomfort, and issues of separation, and so I am healed. I transcend the illusion of non-duality, seeing beyond the veil of divisive thoughts and behaviors. I offer with confidence and integrity my visions for a brighter, more harmonious future. I am harmonious. Yeah, I think Cancer had harmony in their chakra card, so it might be worth checking out. But this could also be just an indication of how on point your integrative and that photosynthetic process is within you this month, Gemini, in that you have so much more than you're aware of. Like but you have to be in touch with your third eye. You have to have that pause. You have to be in the present moment. And you have to be really thinking from that place too, right? So that's really important. And what else here? I'm going to pull from the Miracles Now deck for you. Spirit, what messages do you have for Gemini? I feel like there's going to be a lot of breakthroughs coming to you this month, Gems. I really do. A lot. I can change my patterns when I change my mind about them. It's like making a decision. You have to, and the decision is like, sometimes I can feel like there's so much pressure. Oh, you have to decide. Well, you really just have to decide that it's okay for you to be all of these things and for you to be in that King of Swords energy that you're in, and to really step into that and own it, right? How much good can you handle? How much good can you handle? Because the answer to that question will determine how much good you look for around you. So just keep that in mind, right, Gemini? And then we also have sometimes no is the most loving response. Yeah. So just understanding that there's a way that you're in touch with your no, right? Be in touch with your no, because the things that you say no to allow you to rearrange your energy to say yes to something, right? So how much good can you handle? The things that you say a meaningful and conscious no to are not in the spirit of keeping things out, but what they're allowing you to do is to say yes to things that really light you up, So on that note, I'm going to leave it here for you, my Geminians. If this resonated, please like and subscribe. I'd love to have you on the channel. There are other ways you can connect with me throughout the month and the days and weeks, so do check that out. But if this is where we part, my darling Geminis, I hope that you have, and I hope too, that wherever this finds you on the time-space continuum, morning, afternoon, or night, that it finds you very well and that you have a wonderful month ahead. Take care, my darlings.